how to upgrade your gear to 298 fast. And this is how it's going right now, guys. The Ascendant Void Shards is the thing. It's what's happening right now. Blizzard dropping like multiple hotfixes on this since it came out. So there's new ways to grab it, new kind of strategies on how to get your 298 upgrades quickly. Let's look at this real quick here from Dalaran Gaming on how we should be farming out those Ascendant Void Shards.
Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal, and if you've been keeping up with your weekly quests, then by this week, the Null Hammer should now be officially complete, which is essentially a gear upgrade system usable on certain select slots that can take him from
Those select slots are weapon and trinkets. That's how it is, boys. Weapons and trinkets.
the highest item level and break past their limits into nearly 300 item level territory, which means that everybody, as of this week, is getting one of the biggest power spikes of the Season 1 of the expansion. But to get these upgrade tokens, you first need to farm up some Ascendant Void Shards. And actually recently Blizz did change how you earn these Void Shards altogether. So if you were previously stuck grinding out tier 1 ritual sites, that playstyle is no longer viable. There are now many other opportunities and avenues for you to get guaranteed shards in order to upgrade all of your items. So for this video, I want to
Fuck. I was muted. Yeah, my bad. Yeah. I was going to say, I'll just kind of repeat the amazing thing I was saying, because I always say amazing things, so it's very sad when I'm muted. It truly is. Audio master. Yeah, Sam won't read that. I just fucking read that. Okay. As I was saying, I give Blizzard a lot of credit for doing what they did and fixing the issue, because honestly, seeing the entire player base running through rank 1 ritual sites, that did not seem very appealing to me. Obviously, that wasn't the intention to go chase down this currency. So thankfully, they saw that happening and they were like, we got to hotfix this because we got people doing stupid shit right now. So kudos again to Blizzard for changing that quickly and altering the way that we're going to go hunt down these, the Void Shards.
go over exactly how to get those upgrade tokens, how to farm up Ascendant Void Shards correctly this time around, but also everything you should do this week in order to make sure that your character is as powerful as it can be throughout the rest of Season 1 of Midnight. With that being said, as always, if you guys do enjoy updates like these for Midnight as an expansion, be sure to follow the channel and subscribe. But otherwise, let's dive right in. Now, before you can start upgrading items to highest item level available, which is 298, which is ridiculously high.
Man, Dalaran Gaming loves his slut mogs. He really does. I mean, my God. Unreal. I'll just take a little screenshot in my mind of this one.
You first need to finish up feeding the Null Hammer. And hopefully you've been visiting Voidstorm and talking to Decimus pretty regularly in order to do his weekly quests, in order to not only build out the Void Forge, which is how we get our reroll tokens for dungeons and raids, but also you need to fill out the hammer as well. And that takes a number of weeks, but this week would have been the final week if you've been keeping up with that weekly quest in particular.
Right, so somebody asked me on my YouTube comments section yesterday, they're like, is this farmable? Like, can you just blast through this now? Yes, now you can. This was a 4-week process basically to get here, but if you didn't do any of it yet, now you could just blast through the entire thing this week and get the Null Hammer shit going.
So, to do so though, the quest itself is pretty easy. You just gotta run Mythic Plus dungeons, complete bountiful delves, or slay raid bosses, which you can do really easily on normal just to get that quest out of the way. Although I will probably do this, I guess you can do it on normal raid. Yeah, normal raid will probably be the fastest way of doing it because you do want to save some of the other content for shard farming. So normal raid might be the easiest way to do it. But after you complete the quest line, you will unlock the Null Hammer, which will then give you a new quest from Decimus that will grant you first of these Void Shards that you'll be collecting throughout the rest of the season. Right. Once you collect your first Void Shard, then once you complete that quest, now your whole warband unlocks the ability to collect Void Shards on any one of your characters, and now you can farm this currency in order to get that upgrade token in order to upgrade your items.
Yes.
Now, the way that the Ascendant Void Shards work is you first need to get 5 shards, and then you combine them together to create an upgrade token that is used to upgrade only certain armor slots. Now, the upgrade token can only upgrade trinkets and weapons. So you'll be using it on hero track and mythic track trinkets, but also weapons in order to get...
And by the way, it's only maxed out weapons and trinkets. So it's either a crafted one, which, you know, they have their item level, or it's a weapon, say it has to be heroic or myth track. And if it's heroic or myth track, it has to be at its top maxed out upgrade ability. So 6 of 6. You have to be 6 of 6 on those before you can push them up to their highest ascendant track item level. That's what they're calling it. It's like it would say on the weapon once you've upgraded it. If it's a heroic weapon, it'll say ascendant heroic track, 298, whatever the fuck the item level is. That's a mythic track level. But yeah, you get what I'm saying.
So best of the best gear. They decided to go with trinkets and weapons because it's better than upgrading every single slot of your items. That would have been a real big grind and really unnecessary. But weapons and trinkets also tend to give most classes, tanks, healers, DPS, some of the biggest stat upgrades and some of the biggest scaling properties, especially for melee classes who scale incredibly well, most of them off of their weapons directly from auto attacks and things. So you are going to notice a huge power spike when you upgrade your weapons and trinkets all together.
Oh yeah.
The shards could also be farmed endlessly. However, there is a bit of a stipulation that they can only be used on hero track, crafted, and mythic items specifically. On hero track items, it does have to be an item that's 6 out of 6 rank.
Yeah.
And what it does is basically it takes that item and slaps over a sticker saying that it's ascended and replaces its item level to be 285 instead of the base item level, which is a pretty big increase. Mythic items, which also need to be 6 out of 6 fully upgraded, will have the items changed to 298, which is incredibly high, pretty much nearly 300 item level. So you're looking at pretty big overall jumps in item level increases. Your crafted weapons, however, and crafted items, I guess trinkets works too, those could also be upgraded, though item level isn't going to be as high as the mythic.
Not as high.
Items, it is going to be 295.
Interesting. This is like the first time in quite a while where your crafted item weapon, your crafted weapon is not the highest item level possible, really. I mean, we've had it for quite a while now where heroic weapons were out, eye leveled by crafted weapons, like maxed out crafted weapons. That's not the case anymore. If you get a heroic weapon, go 6 of 6, and then use the Voidshard on it, you're gonna get that thing higher than any crafted weapon could get.
So instead of 298, it's 295. Slight few item levels difference, but if let's say for a class, your weapons with a specific weapon embellishment.
No, it's not, Sam. Yes, it is. The last, I feel like, what is it? Expansion and a half. It's been like, oh, the crafted weapon is going to get to a higher item level than your heroic weapon. Yeah, crafted. That's right.
Is your biggest upgrade for the season and is part of your best in slot gear, then you'll be running those weapons with those embellishments with a higher item level, and that will end up being essentially your best items that you can get for the rest of the season. And the way that you farm this currency is it pretty much can be farmed endlessly. These shards don't have a cap. There isn't a weekly thing. You can just farm them out as much as you want to, and you can keep getting the upgrade tokens endlessly, maybe for your current set of gear, like to upgrade all the hero track items, and then when you get mythic items later,
maybe
you can
I'm tripping, I don't know.
upgrade those as well. So it is a system that at the very bare minimum does allow you to actually just farm these and keep upgrading gear as much as you want to. This is one good change about this build is the fact that there originally isn't cap on how much you can upgrade. So if you want to grind it out all in a single session, you definitely could do so either this week or over the next few days. Now, farming this ascent of Voidshards has gotten easier. Blizzard saw a lot of feedback on day one, and they actually made a bunch of changes to make a bunch of the shards drop. Previously, the shards would be a RNG, random chance to drop, but then made a couple of pieces of content a guaranteed drop. So the grinding has gotten much, much easier. So now a good chunk of your weekly content is not going to give you guaranteed shards. We talk about heroic raids, mythic raid boss kills, mythic boss dungeons, tier 11 bountiful delves, as well as nightmare prey champion gear boxes.
Yeah, so from what I've seen, like the fastest way to get them right now, unless you got like a good group, if you got a good group together like we did yesterday for heroic raid, and you're just pumping through bosses, that's a pretty fast way to get shit done and get a bunch of these. But like people were saying, oh, efficiency wise, do your 4 tier 11 bountiful delves and then go do some prey system shit. And that seems to be like the go-to.
Gives us a bunch of content solo,
but I still think it depends. If you got a good raid group, go do that.
A decent bit of shards for very, very little time spent, but also gives us some grindable content as well. But also now an alternative route if you're somebody who mostly plays solo, doesn't really have, let's say, a Mythic Plus repertoire built up. So now there's multiple ways for you to get shards, whether you're somebody who does high-end endgame content or somebody who plays a little bit more casually but still wants to get some better items.
I'll be honest, I think Mythic Plus is probably the hardest way to do this right now. Like in terms of like time-wise, you only get one at the end of the run from the chest. So going and doing Mythic Plus, the only reason why I would see somebody going and farming shards through Mythic Plus is they just want to do Mythic Plus. Like they're figuring, oh, I'm going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'll do my 5 Mythic Plus for the week and get a shard at the end too.
So the first thing you want to do, I think, in terms of farming these shards is to focus on dedicated soloable content first, the easy stuff to get that out of the way. Delves is a fantastic place to go to. Tier 11 delves, especially if you have a bunch of keys on like your main character or any of your ults, that will give you a guaranteed amount of these shards, 4 delves a day that you can do. So you're looking at 4 shards, so pretty much nearly an entire upgrade token just for running all of your delves for the day. Outside of that, also do Prey, because Prey is soloable. It's really easy. They also increase how fast you complete Preys as well, so it ends up being even faster of content for you to churn through. So you're looking at guaranteed charge weekly from just some soloable activities.
Nice. Yeah, just remember with the Prey, it has to be nightmare difficulty to get the shards.
If you can get all your weeklies out of the way with your raids, heroic or mythic boss kills, I think those are definitely worth doing, especially if you get in a pretty decent farmable group. Outside of that, it seems that spamming mythic plus dungeons, especially if you can get into plus 10s pretty regularly, seems to be the best way of going about it. So I would do all the other content that's fairly quick, that gives you a guaranteed shard, and then spam the rest of them through mythic plus dungeons. However, if you are somebody who is struggling to get into plus 10 keystones, maybe you're somebody who mostly plays solo, don't have much of a mythic plus score, don't really do a lot of group activities and can't just jump into a plus 10 easily, Blizzard did give you another way of doing these, and that's through tier 5 ritual sites, which don't really have as much of a item level requirement. A lot of players do group up for them. Item levels definitely help, but
so that was part of the change there. People were running tier 1 ritual sites intentionally because that was a farmable thing. There wasn't the 100% drop rate. When Blizzard made the hotfix change to 100% drop rates, they made it so only tier 5 ritual sites can give you these things.
And this sort of 230 Frost Mage running tier 5 with old.
I will say tier 5 ritual sites, like with 5 people, it doesn't scale at like, I feel like it doesn't scale at the right, rate. So with 5 people on a tier 5 ritual site, you blast through that shit in no time. There is no like minimal boss kill or minimal, not boss kill, minimal like mob kill. So if you guys are just riding around avoiding the shit you have to avoid and just killing shit, I feel like a 5-man tier 5 ritual site's one of the fastest ways to get this thing done.
Challenges before, so groups don't really seem to care that much about
solo. It's not as fast.
I tested these, but basically you just want to focus on completing objectives into your ritual sites as much as possible. Don't do any side activities, just focus on the bosses.
Yeah, he literally just said what I said. Clearly he's pre-watching my comments on his video. That's what's going on here, because this is like the 3rd time now where I say something and then I unpause and then he says the same thing I just said. It's got to be him. It's not me, that's for sure.
Do solo, as those apparently will have a decent chance for them to be able to drop a shard. It's not a guarantee, but I think every so many runs should drop your shard. Plus there's a variety of other currencies you can get from that as well, so if you cannot really get yourself into plus 10 dungeons, then it seems to be the ritual sites at tier 5 is the best thing that you can do if you're trying to speed farm these but don't really have that much experience when it comes to group content. But with that being said, as always, I do want to thank all of you guys so much for watching and hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did enjoy it or found it informative, go ahead and give this video a like, as I would very much appreciate it. Be sure to join our Discord community to keep up with all new midnight updates. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, I'll see all of you guys in our next one.
Nice. Yeah, great video.
Let us lay waste to this realm.
Thank you, OnlyCat, for the follow. Welcome to our Scourge again. Yes, welcome in. Great video overall from Dalaran. I think, with the changes that went into effect, I mean, 100% drop rate. The truth is you can do what you want to do. You're not forced to do any content to get this stuff. If you're just playing right now, you should be getting some of these, as long as you're doing the content that's designated for these to drop. And another thing, overall, Blizzard released like a, PSA, basically saying that if you're still having issues getting this stuff, make sure you relog or something. And if you don't relog, go to this comment section here and put your player name in and let them know that you're not getting the void shards at the clip that you should be, because they should be 100% drop rate. I'll link this in the chat and down below this reaction video so you guys can go ahead and do that if you're not getting the void shards properly. But overall, a nice video from Dalaran Gaming.